quarterback in the state in Tierra Metcalf.
Yeah, and she went off last week. She's a dual threat quarterback, ran for 133 yards, passed for 297 yards and 2 touchdowns. This should be an explosive matchup.
You know, both coaches echoed the same thing. To play another powerhouse program, we love it. So let's get it. It's the Arizona Cardinals girls high school flag football game of the week, presented by State Farm, and it's next.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School. I'm Elliot Polikoff, and as we get set for this powerhouse matchup between Mountain View and Marana, I had the chance to talk to Toros head coach Rene Elizondo Jr., and he said the biggest difference between this year's Mountain View team and last year's is that last year they were pretty much just playing backyard football. This year they've got schemes on offense and defense, and he said that week 1 win that they had over Mountain Ridge, he was very impressed with what they did, but at the same time he felt like they left about 35 points on the field. So he's looking forward to seeing how this team stacks up against the Marana team that, as you guys mentioned, they made it to the state semifinals last year as well. And then having the chance to speak with Sean Lara over at Marana, he said that the team, they're very excited to take the move up here to the Valley and see where they stack up against one of the heavyweights in the state. Paul, I'll send it over to you.
Yes, Jonathan Gannon, Cardinals head coach, loves to say about week 1, week 2, it's time to get measured, and that's what's going to happen with these two teams, these two programs, these two head coaches. They have a lot of respect for each other, and both like to scheme. Both say, Rob, they have quarterbacks who can read coverage and get to secondary receivers, including 13-year-old Izzy, who's behind center and throwing out into the far flat and up the far sideline for the first down of the game. It is Marana moving the sticks. Remember, no kickoffs. You start at the 14, so you gain a first down when you reach the 20, the 40, and then the 40 and the 20.
Just a great quick throw there to Sadie Brown in the flat. Get this offense going early and often, and that's the way to do it.
Izzy Garcia, once again, the quarterback. She's been playing since age 5. So you're like, how does a 13-year-old, soon to turn 14, true freshman, right? As she has her flag pulled in the backfield for a sack as Mountain View comes out, and a nice rush there by Eve Denton.
Yeah, really a good job. And you notice the blocker there, number 3, they're not allowed to use their hands when they're blocking. So that kind of helps the defender get around her.
Coach Elizondo Jr., he asked her for a scouting report on Eve Denton, who just had the sack right there, called her a missile as the throw is off to the far side and just past the 20, the flag pull on the far sideline, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd and long.
It was Jenny Wilson, not only a receiver, a blitzer, a defender for the Mountain View Toros, and their leading tackler. How about 111 tackles a year ago for Jenny Wilson?
That's pretty good, Paul. Keep you busy.
Your decade in the league, what was the most tackles you ever had in a season? Do you know that offhand?
I do not.
Garcia on the run, throws near sideline, incomplete at the 40. The intended receiver over there was Sadie Brown. Incomplete.
I would be embarrassed of myself if I knew my individual stats, Paul.
You're just playing coy. You probably have your football card, your trading card in your wallet right now. Look, these are two teams coming off 2 wins in week 1. Marana with the ball first right there, and they had an opening win 17-7 against Eastmark. And Eastmark went about just triple teaming Malaysia Roebuck, who did not get a target there on that first offensive series as we get ready for the punt. And it is away, no kickoffs, but you can return the punt, and it is muffed and fumbled, and once it is fumbled, it is dead in girls flag football, and they will stay in plus territory, and that's where Mason Mountain View will take over on offense.
It was a great defensive stand for Mason Mountain View there, and you know, it's the old Bill Belichick philosophy. I find and identify their best player, and you eliminate them. You double team, triple team them if you have to, and that was Malaysia Roebuck. So Marana's going to have to find a way to get her going on offensively.
All right, all snaps out of the gun. You see the pistol formation right here. Tierra Metcalf and an offsides. The blitzer, Alyssa Valencia. As we get a flag, your starting rusher, senior, Alyssa Valencia. Our ref is Rich Hamilton as he signals first down and moves the football forward.
A little early nerves there, Paul, I think, from Marana.
By the way, the center gets a shout out. Called arguably the best center in the state, Paige Hunt. And the football IQ is college ready according to the head coach. And remember, everyone can go out for a pass. Look at that little inside handoff off the shotgun and a nice flagpole in space as the ball carrier was Morgan Messer, but she is taken down by Sadie Brown, who's considered the fastest on the team.
Well, just a great effort there by Sadie Brown to get the flag and pull it and secure it, make sure she got the tackle.
Look, there are 3 keys on defense if you talk to these coaches. 1, you need a good pass rusher. Funny how that works, same deal in the NFL, right? Flag pulling, tackling, and then takeaways. No fumbles, but interceptions. Absolutely key as we get second down and about 3. Keep it on the ground, inside handoff, trying to gain the edge, but nothing doing. Once again, the fastest player on the team, Sadie Brown, getting over to the far sideline and pulling that flag.
Yeah, you know, sometimes in flag football, you'll see the defenders get in front of the ball carrier and really almost tackle them to make sure they secure the flag.
You got 3rd down and 5. The Toros and Tierra Metcalf. With time, you see the blocker. Now she's going to pull it and run it. You can run it any time. Extends the football as her flag is pulled. Looks like she has the first down, and that is the signal from the officials. You mentioned, Rob, last week, she had 130 yards rushing. And you see the decision making, right? If they're going to give you room between yourself and the sticks, go ahead and take it.
See that happen in the pros, the NFL. See it happen out here, flag football.
Metcalf buying time. She'll tuck it and run it again, and she eludes the first tackler. Doesn't get away from the second, hitting the turf as Malaysia Roebuck came up, applying pressure. But Tierra Metcalf, I mean, she has the ability to read coverages, something where she's really elevated her game going into her junior year. Remember, as a freshman quarterback 2 years ago, first official sanctioned season of girls flag football in the state of Arizona. She led this Mountain View team to a state title as a freshman. And here trying to get into the end zone midway through the first quarter. Signaling to the right side where it's trips. Eve Denton gets into position in the slot. And from the 35, 2nd down and 15, quick pitch. And that is going nowhere. Sadie Brown once again in. Already 3 early tackles in this game. Malaysia Roebuck over there. And look, you have 2 defensive-minded head coaches. You have 2 talented defenses. And they're running some pretty advanced schemes and coverages. They will disguise. They'll bring different blitzers at different times. 3rd down from the 36-yard line. Look at that crosser, across the 30 to the 25. Going to be 5 yards shy of the 1st down. As we get a replay.
It was a really good crossing route there by number 10, Emma Fishbeck. She did a really good job there. Tierra Metcalf put it on her.
All right, 4th down, and they're going for it. You can kick field goals as Metcalf buying time, pumps, flag flies in the backfield as she races for the line to gain. But it looks like this one might be coming back. Rich Hamilton, our referee, checking with the Marana sideline.
It's like illegal use of hands. Can't use your hands as a blocker.
There's some basketball in girls flag football in that you can block, can't use your hands, as you said. It's akin to setting a pick in basketball.
Hey, you got to move your feet. You know, it's the same principles as tackle football. It's all about moving your feet. Your body will go where your feet go.
All right, so they're going to replay 4th down after they mark off the penalty. And that'll make it about 4th down and 10 with the ball at the 30. The other thing about Tierra Metcalf, really an impressive opener in that win in week 1. 297 yards passing, 130 rushing, as Rob said, 430 total yards, but she needs 10 right here. Out of the gun, blitzer in her face, throws, juggled, caught, but going to be just shy, good 5 yards shy of the line to gain. And guess what? Marana's going to take over on downs. And we'll take a break. No score. It's the Arizona Cardinals High School Girls Flag Football Game of the Week. Welcome back to Mountain View High School in Mesa. Paul Calvisi, Rob Fredrickson, and a couple of powerhouse programs. Arizona, one of 17 states that has sanctioned girls high school flag football. 2 years ago, 57 Arizona high schools had girls flag football. That number is now 136, one of the fastest growing programs and sports in the nation. Look at the deep pass, deep down the near sideline, and it is caught by the Marana Tigers. Sophia Silverstein, one of the fastest players on the team, getting behind the defense for a huge chunk throw and catch.
Wow, what a throw by Isabella Garcia. Unbelievable. Put it right on the money to Sophia Silverstein. great pickup for Marana Tigers.
Mark it at the 41, a gain of 33, and they're on the ball real quick. Izzy Garcia, you saw the hose on the last one. She threw it. Now she's trying to run it, and her flag is pulled inside the 40 near the 36-yard line. A couple of dual threat quarterbacks, no doubt, onto that field today. But that throw from a quarterback age 13, about to 3 weeks away from turning 14, Rob. No wonder they call her a phenom. She's been playing since the age of 5. So whereas a lot of these older girls have played flag football for the first time, she's very experienced, and you see it going through his progressions and finding the check down out in the right flat. Down near the 31-yard line, the ability to just find extra receivers. Maisie Brown, that time the sophomore.
Yeah, just a great throw. Again, great pocket presence from Izzy, dumping it off to Maisie Brown, 13 years old. Is that high school? Oh, I mean, 13? That's crazy.
Weren't you held back a couple of years? Isn't that how you got your scholarship to Michigan State? Hey, don't put it past parents these days, as that flag is pulled. A nice double barrel rush by the Toros, and a couple of players getting in there, including their premier blitzer, Eve Denton, making that pull.
Yeah, well, all that messing around back there by Izzy. Mountain View Toros said enough of that. We're bringing 2.
So they knew they had something when she, in the summer, some of the summer flag programs, she was really working it. Now throws up a jump ball, and guess who? Malaysia Roebuck, who has her flag pulled inside the 10 near the 7. Double team, she's still open. Just go up and high point the football.
That's how you do it. You go up and high point the football, Paul. We need to see more of that, huh?
Hopefully that is contagious, no doubt about it. Contested catch, physical catch. Malaysia Roebuck now split out to the left, always a red zone threat, as Izzy rolls right, throws underneath, caught, and into the end zone for a touchdown. Yes, a missed pull, and it's Maisie Brown, the sophomore, who finishes for a Marana touchdown.
You know, a lot of people have the misconception that you grab the flag and it's just going to come off. But those things are secured on there. You really have to tug and pull on them, and that's just a great effort there by Maisie Brown to get into the end zone.
And you see the ability, right, of using, if nothing else, Malaysia Roebuck as a decoy. You look left towards your star, double, triple team. You come back to the right side, as now we get the extra point, not allowed to rush. And the kick is up, and it is good. Mena Resendez Hernandez, a soccer player who has come over and is already at a 40-yard field goal this season and a 45-yard punt. She is the specialist ×2, and she completes that scoring drive, 7-0. The Marana Tigers on top.
Great drive, Marana. Paul, if you were kicking the extra point, I don't think I would stand there with my hands up. There's no way I would stand in front of you kicking the ball.
No, you should have your hands elsewhere to protect yourself. That's absolutely guaranteed. You know what? You should be very happy, and I'll tell you why in a moment, as Tierra Metcalf going to the air from the 14, thrown and picked off. Malaysia Roebuck steps in front and picks off the pass. A flag at the very end, perhaps for excessive celebration.
Yeah, it might be a little taunting at the end, but I got to tell you, just a great play by Malaysia Roebuck, anticipating.
They're going to wave off the interception. Malaysia Roebuck and the Marana defense staying on the field, or was it post the interception?
I think it was after the interception.
Well, they're moving the sticks to the 30. I'll tell you what, we'll hash it out. We'll go down to Elliott, down on the sideline.
Hey guys, yeah, I just was in the huddle with Marana and head coach Sean Lara after that touchdown, screaming to his players, you have to play until the whistle is blown, because when you saw Maisie Brown going into the end zone, she thought her flag pretty ripped. So he's just to play until that final whistle.
Well, they come right back to the same combination. Izzy Garcia, it is Marana ball, and it does go to Maisie Brown on that same crossing route to the far sideline. A quick out, and once again, move the football. Nice gain, second down.
Same play, same result. Keep doing it until they stop you. That's offensive philosophy right there, Paul.
That's right. I mean, keep going to it until they stop it, no doubt about it. Going to go empty, trips to the left, inside handoff on a jet sweep, trying to make people miss, and the flag is pulled. Alicia Valencia, too much company in the backfield, and the Red Mountain Toros, Mountain View Toros are able to go ahead and make that play.
Yeah, really good job there by Lucy McGrath of really not allowing any room for Marana to get free.
Lucy McGrath, a senior. It's interesting. It's a senior-laden roster, but you have a couple of freshmen who've made some really big contributions as well. It's still a new enough sport where you get a variety of under and upperclassmen. Go for it. Malaysia Roebuck in traffic in the end zone, incomplete, and some nice defense going against the star as Jade Urkoff, one of the most physical players on defense for the Mountain View Toros, in their top corner, she breaks up the touchdown pass.
Yeah, Mountain View had two defenders in the area. Malaysia Roebuck went up for the ball but wasn't able to come down with it.
How about that? Jade Urkoff plays both sides of the ball. Really physical player, had 6 interceptions last season, and going up against 5'10" Malaysia Roebuck. Again, when in doubt, just throw it up for your standout performer. So that'll bring up 4th down. Ball's at the 25, and they're going to attempt a field goal. Once again, Jimena Resendez Hernandez with what will be almost a 40-yard field goal. And she's got it. How about that?
Wow.
Her second 40-yard field goal of her career in flag football. We were told that she could walk out into a boys varsity field and be better than a lot of kickers on the boys side, and we just saw evidence of that right there.
I'll tell you, if she did that on Saturday morning, Pat McAfee would owe her a lot of money, Paul. Unbelievable.
That's right. Somebody get that video clip to the McAfee show. Call AQ Shipley,
Yeah.
right? He's Pat's guy, and he can take it out to Indianapolis or send it to Pat. That is really well done. Wow. Very impressive.
Impressive, indeed.
So there you go. That makes it 10-0. Marana on the 40-yard field goal. And Mountain View throwing. Tierra Metcalf, far sideline. And a quick hitter out to the 25-yard line. It's Paige Hunt with that grab.
A really good throw there. Good connection there from Tierra Metcalf to Paige Hunt. Mountain View's got to get something going here, and that was the way to do it.
I tell you what, that'll do it for what was an exciting and pretty action-packed end of the first quarter right there. 10-0. Marana comes up on the road and leading the Mountain View Toros. It is the Arizona Cardinals Girls High School Flag Football Game of the Week presented by State Farm.
Hey, coming out of this break, we're talking to the Marana sideline, and I listened in on the huddle, and a lot of confidence between quarterback Izzy Garcia and Malaysia Roebuck. They just kept emphasizing, let's keep on doing what we're doing. They almost had that great touchdown grab in the end zone. Malaysia feeling like they might have gotten away with a penalty, Mountain View, but yeah, they're very confident that they can keep putting up points against a Mountain View team that's obviously hasn't allowed very many guys.
See if Mountain View can respond here. First down. Beginning of the second quarter, ball at their own 25. Tierra Metcalf, the junior quarterback. And she is in the gun. Play fake, and now running out to the right side and having her flag pulled at the 35-yard line for Emma Fishback, one of their top receivers and a senior. Someone who had 13 touchdowns a year ago as one of their top playmakers. Nearly 1,000 yards receiving. That time she got a carry right out of the gun. Snap on second down. Pursuit off the backside. Buying time and trying to turn the corner. Can't do it. As a nice pull by Sophia Silverstein in space.
A really good job by Marana and Sophia Silverstein of containing Tierra Metcalf there and not allowing her to really make the corner and gain yardage.
That would be freshman Sophia Silverstein, second fastest player on the team according to the head coach Sean Lara, and a baseball and softball phenom. Plays the flag game for fun as the snap, third down, quick throw, nearly picked off, juggled and caught for a first down by Mountain View. How about that off the tip drill? And the fortune of the Toros did not have that picked off as Jenny Wilson came up with a first down grab.
Yeah, great job by Jenny Wilson of just being around the ball, and look what happens. You know, you almost a would-be interception, but it turns into almost a first down.
And yep, you can move the chains, take it out to the 43-yard line. Receiver in motion and out of the gun. Blitzer, quick throw to the area vacated by the rusher, and it is incomplete. That's usually a pretty fundamental strategy in flag football. And you can tell me in tackle football as well, right? Throw it where the blitzer just came from.
Yeah, that's the idea. But boy, Tierra Metcalf had some hot sauce on that throw, Paul. I don't know if anyone can catch that.
Yeah, both quarterbacks can throw. Both quarterbacks can read coverage, go through the progressions. Nice block, having some time, extending the play, looking, throwing, complete, out near the 46-yard line. A physical pull in space. Roxy Singer on the tackle. As Tierra Metcalf with the completion.
Yeah, really good job again by Tierra Metcalf. Scrambling, buying time, finding the receiver. Jenny Wilson again. Downfield. Boy, she's excited, fired up.
Yeah, she doesn't come off the field very often. One of their top receivers, one of their top blitzers. He was their top tackler, but here contributing on offense. Third down, you need to get to the 40. That's about 6 yards. Go deep middle, caught in space, running inside the 20 before the flag is pulled. And it's Emma Fishbeck with the big play on third down for the conversion and more.
What a great throw, great catch. That was a low ball. Emma Fishbeck just went down and made that catch down the seam route. That was almost like Trey McBride going down the seam. That was a great execution there for Mountain View.
And Roxy Singer with a touchdown saving tackle, running, trying to evade the rushers, and she does. Their flag's still alive. Nope, blown dead. Inside the 20 near the 15-yard line. Marked at the nearly the 17. That initial flag was pulled.
That's a good rule for you young people out there watching. Play until you hear the whistle. Keep running. Even if you think you're down and you think they pulled your flag, keep running.
Or when you played for the Raiders, you guys would play to the echo with the whistle, would you not?
Yes, we would, Paul.
Just don't do that up here in the booth. Yeah. How about it? Tierra Metcalf to the near side, and that wasn't a flag pull. That was a tackle, and that draws a flag. As a very physical play, Sadie Brown this senior taking down the pass catcher.
Yeah, things can get physical out there, Paul. That's why you see him wearing mouth guards. Little kick at the end.
Emma Fishbeck, fellow senior. And so that matchup definitely getting physical. It's interesting to hear both coaches talk. Both coaches say they've heard from opponents that, hey, you guys are playing a little too physical. Well, that's the way we play. They don't apologize for that style of play. Now it's got to be within the rules, and you see the occasions where it draws a flag. Receiver in motion. Metcalf running to the right, and it is pulled immediately. How about the speed of Alyssa Valencia coming in like a missile for that sack?
Wow, she looked like Mac Wilson Sr. coming on the blitz there. Alyssa Valencia, just a great job of rushing and not allowing Tiara Metcalf to get the corner. Unbelievable job by Alyssa Valencia.
They feature her speed on offense, fly sweeps, they throw her the football, but she's their star rusher, and you saw why right there. Third down from the 14-yard line. Mountain View looking to get on the board. Extending the play, throwing inside the 10, juggled and picked off. It is picked off by the Marana Tigers and Roxy Singer, off the hands of Mountain View and into the midst of the Marana Tigers.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Marana. Tiara Metcalf, that was a really good drive they had going there, and just bounced off the receiver's hands right into the Marana players' hands.
All right, so the Tigers will look to build on their lead as they hold with a takeaway, the interception, 10-0 Marana. Welcome back. It is the Arizona Cardinals girls flag football high school game of the week presented by State Farm on Arizona's Family Sports. 10-0 Marana over Mountain View as Roxy Singer with the interception. The deflection, but consider their lockdown corner. Not only athletic, but physical. She's one of the top wrestlers in the area as well. Has a good chance at state, according to her head coach.
Don't mess with Roxy.
As Izzy Garcia trying to get outside the pocket. It's just past the 10-yard line. Flag is pulled right there. That'll bring up second down. A number of the players on both sides are high school wrestlers as well. So you see the athleticism. You see maybe their affinity for the physicality. Even though it's flag football, you're still banging bodies around the line of scrimmage, the contested catches. And I'm sure a lot of that wrestling background suits them well even in flag football.
It really does. Yeah, that was just a tough break for Mountain View. They were going down to score there.
Izzy Garcia to Malaysia Roebuck trying to get to the first down line. She'll be a yard shy. It'll bring up third down and 1. And you just see the ability of Malaysia Roebuck, right? The burst once she makes the catch. The athleticism, the hand-eye, the ability to catch. I asked for some of her accolades and awards, and her her coach said, you know what, there's just too many to list on this conference call. That's how decorated a player she is. How about it? First down as Marana picks it up. Nice throw out into the far flat and up the far sideline. Sadie Brown, the senior.
Yeah, Sadie Brown's making some plays, both on offense and defense. You know, Malaysia Roebuck, I think they got to bring water out onto the field for her. She's not allowed to leave it.
Sadie Brown, by the way, the fastest player in the team. They said they've clocked her 4.740. That's with a laser time 40. One of the best outside linebackers in the state. She has a 103-yard pick six on her resume, by the way. Hashtag she gone once she left the end zone. Here we go, first down, Marana. Izzy Garcia buying time, now tucking it, running it, and flag pulled out near the 27-yard line, making the 29 on forward progress.
Yeah, good job by Kaylin Galvez. Securing the flag, not allowing Izzy to make the corner.
Just so intriguing to see someone so young, doesn't turn 14 for another couple of weeks, running this offense, the ability to make decisions. Look at the arm, chunk throw, launching for Malaysia Roebuck, double coverage, but she draws a flag out near midfield. A lot of contact there. As Mountain View, incredulous. There you go, move the football.
Yeah, Emma Fishbeck did a good job of deflecting the ball, knocking the ball away at the end there. But her teammate, Jade Urkoff, must have gotten a piece of Malaysia Roebuck and gotten some interference there. Move the chains.
Yeah, it really was unnecessary. The ball wasn't getting to Malaysia Roebuck, so put it just shy of the 40 at the 39. And fake the jet sweep. Launch down the far sideline the other way, incomplete. Intended deep down that sideline for Natalia Linnon, the senior receiver.
Well, they're taking some shots, Paul. Jonathan Gannon would like this. Some explosives down here.
Remember the two winning stats, the ball and explosives. Well, we've come to learn that. And especially when you have a 10-0 lead, you know, go ahead and, I mean, why run the football? Just go ahead. This is these are two teams who really want to measure themselves against this opponent, this caliber of opponent. We're talking two teams that were in the state semis a year ago. Garcia rifles one across the middle, knocked down. Nice play coming across for the PBU as that one was broken up. Emma Fishbeck, as we call her name again.
Yeah, Emma Fishbeck has really been doing a good job. There's a great deflection there, just anticipating the pass, making a good play for it. She's had her name called a lot tonight, Paul. 7
interceptions a year ago. That was nearly number 8. Third down, quick throw, caught, and immediately wrapped up. But is that enough for the first down as the pass catcher for Marana, Sadie Brown, once again? Yep, they'll get the first down on that one. Move it past the 40. Hence the short throw. It's 20s and 40s. You get a first down. And now buying time, a rusher, and that'll be a sack. Big loss. Mountain View fired up. And once again, it is Jenny Wilson into the backfield.
Jenny Wilson again. A great job making an impact here and keeping Mountain View in this game. Did a great job of blitzing there, grabbing the flag, securing the sack.
We got a timeout by the Mountain View Toros. The head coach, Renee Elizondo Jr. And meeting with the team. You see him right there. His first year as head coach. And he's someone who's been involved in the college game as well. ASU club. Has also been the OC at Higley for some time. And it's interesting when you talk about defense with Coach Elizondo Jr. He likes to think that they have an answer for everything the offense is going to do, at least in terms of the scheme. And he says, look, I require my players to be physical. That's the sort of brand of football within the flag football rules. That's the way we want to be known. That's the sort of style we want to bring to the field.
Well, you saw it a couple of plays earlier with Jenny Wilson. She just fronted up the ball carrier and essentially tackled the ball carrier and secured the flag. And that's kind of that going right up to the edge mentality that we're talking about.
The top two keys from Coach Elizondo against this Marana team: 1, Malaysia Roebuck; 2, contain the running quarterback. This time she goes to the air. Nice crossing catch across at the 39-yard line. Making that grab is Maisie Brown.
You know, Mountain View is doing a good job of getting pressure on Izzy Garcia and forcing her to throw it underneath and throw it quick, and then the defenders for Mountain View are just coming up and pulling the flag. It's really a kind of a bend, don't break defensive philosophy.
We have a key 3rd down right here. Marana talking this one over. Malaysia Roebuck coming to the near sideline. Roebuck being heavily recruited by a number of schools, even a D1 program offering scholarships. But on 3rd down, Izzy Garcia, nothing. The blitz comes, double barrel, and the flag pulled in the backfield. And some nice defense by Mountain View right there. Once again, Jenny Wilson with the big play.
Yeah, Mountain View decides to bring 2 rushers. Jenny Wilson, again, getting her name called a lot. She's really been active, doing a great job helping Mountain View defense.
You can tell why Marana in part is so fired up for this game. Number 1, they come north into the valley. Number 2, they're taking on a Mesa Mountain View team that in the last USA Today Super 25 girls flag football national rankings, number 16 in the country. By the way, Hamilton, which was a big winner last week in game 1 of our girls high school flag football game of the week presented by State Farm. Hamilton is ranked number 2. You're defending 6A champs with the 2-time Offensive Player of the Year, wide receiver Samaya Taylor-Jenkins. And then other Valley teams that are in those national rankings: 13th ranked Gilbert Highland, 14th ranked Mesa Red Mountain. We had one of their games a year ago, Rob. And then a few teams making the watch list: Corona del Sol, Campo Verde, and Gilbert. And then Marana, who spent a lot of time in the top 25 nationally a year ago. A win like this, if they can hang on, would, I presume, vault them back into the national rankings.
Paul, you get nationally ranked, you get a massive inflatable Toro in your end zone.
Oh, look out for the double pass here. Wanting to launch and throw, and a rainmaker for Malaysia Roebuck. And look at her high pointed just shy of the 40 on 4th down. Did she get there? Real close to the 1st down, and yes, she did. How about it?
Just unbelievable effort there by Malaysia Roebuck. Again, the double pass, and just throw it up and let your best athlete go up and get the ball. Wow. That was unbelievable there by Malaysia Roebuck.
And by the way, the pass by Roxy Singer, she's a former quarterback. So that was by design in more ways than one. As Izzy Garcia flush to her right, she'll tuck it, run it, try and scoop past the tackler near the 35-yard line.
Quarterback keeper number 7.
And we're seeing a lot of that. Quarterbacks kind of scrambling, trying to find some running room and not having a lot of success. Both defenses have done a good job of corralling the quarterbacks.
So with just over a minute to go in the first half, can the Marana Tigers add to it? You know how coaches value going into the half, coming out of the half. Called a double positive, quick throw out of the backfield, and a nice pull at the 35-yard line. Jenny Wilson once again, this time making the tackle on Sophia Silverstein, the freshman.
The clock was running down. I think you got to take a timeout.
And it looks like Marana did just that. The Tigers and head coach Sean Lara, they go ahead and take that timeout. It's interesting this offense You know, they added blocking schemes talking to Coach Laura, so they've really tried to implement and evolve and improve year to year. He's back as the head coach, one of the more respected head coaches, girls flag football in the state. And you see him right there sort of designing things up right on the fly. It's a game of adjustments, Rob. That's what coaches always say, game of adjustments.
I'm just amazed at the growth of flag football. Girls flag football in this state is so popular. You see it coming up in the Olympics. This sport really has taken off nationally, internationally, and it's really exciting to see the level of commitment that these athletes have and just the seriousness with which they take this.
Yeah, over 20 million people in 100 countries play flag football, but here's the big play at the moment to the 30, spinning to the 25, and then taken down there with a nice pull. Natalia Linen on the receiving end for the Marana Tigers. Clock running, under 30 seconds to go in the first half, and getting on the ball, 4th down. About a long 3 to get a first down. And a give, fumble, and that's a dead play. And that'll be Mountain View football. Turnover on downs.
A little trouble with the exchange there between Alyssa Valencia and Izzy Garcia.
Yeah, that's, you know, considering the caliber of kicker that Marana has, and considering a 40-yard field goal has already been executed by Amena Resendez Hernandez, a standout soccer player. Yeah, in some ways, of course, on 4th and 3.5. They felt pretty good about the play call, just couldn't execute the handoff. So under 15 seconds to go in the half. Tierra Metcalf looking, now going to throw a quick check down and across the 30 to about the 33-yard line for Mountain View. Kia Galaviz. That'll do it. That will do it. Marana, with no time on the clock here in the first half, will take that 10-0 lead to the locker room. A pair of 1-0 teams, and we'll see what sort of halftime adjustments head coach Renee Elizondo Jr. might have in mind for the Mesa Mountain View Toros. But Elliott is down on the sideline and getting ready. All right, for our halftime interview. Elliott, take it away.
Yeah, Paul, I'm with head coach Sean Lara out of Marana. You guys obviously really getting the job done on defense, forcing a couple of turnovers. How big were those in terms of kind of establishing the early momentum?
They're huge. You know, we got to trust our players to come up and get the ball down. Obviously, they're looking at some of our key players on defense, so we just got to keep our head on a swivel and find those open spots. So.
And Malaysia Roebuck obviously coming down with that big jump ball. I mean, what can you say about her?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be physical against her the whole game, but she does the job, and she's a pretty awesome girl. So that's, yeah, we trust her with the ball.
All right, well, we'll see how this second half plays out. Thank you very much, Sean, for taking the time to speak with me, and we will have more coming up after the break.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back to Mountain View High School, and I've got a very special guest with me, Cardinals defensive back Sean Murphy-Bunting. Sean, thank you for speaking with me. I mean, you obviously just got to soak in a great first half between Mountain View and Marana. What were your thoughts kind of on the ball that was being played out there?
Oh, man, it was awesome. I saw the ball flying around. I saw a lot of moves I wasn't expecting to see. I seen a girl, maul some kids down here, so it was pretty awesome to see.
Have you ever played flag football before?
I've never played flag, but I played 7-on-7, so pretty similar, but never played flag, though.
What do you think are kind of the most interesting parts about kind of seeing the difference between this and obviously tackle football?
The rules, obviously. I'm not sure what the rules are when it comes to blitzing the quarterback, but I'm seeing the quarterback scramble a lot, so I'm not sure if it's a timing thing. But it's awesome to see the ball flying around. It's awesome to see the spirals in the air, and it's awesome to see girls high pointing the ball and really, like, going up and getting the ball. Like, it's really cool to see.
You know, flag football is going to be in the Olympics coming up. Do you think that maybe this might inspire you to maybe, like, practice a little bit and maybe you could be playing in Los Angeles?
Hey, man, if I got the opportunity, I would never turn it down. So that'd be pretty cool as well.
And, I mean, obviously, keeping an eye on the Cardinals as well. They've gotten off to a good start this year, have the big rivalry game coming up against Seattle. What have been your thoughts kind of seeing how the squad has been doing?
Yeah, they're just constantly growing. I think as a team, they're figuring each other out as far as playing with each other. A lot of new faces, a lot of new guys, and I think they're just getting comfortable with being out there. But for the most part, man, those guys are clicking. They're looking good. And we just want to keep rolling and keep balling as much as we can and try to stack some wins together.
They got that game on Thursday against the Seahawks. Playing a midweek game, does that change anything in your mind in terms of the attitude, the energy?
Yeah, it's obviously you get a short week, so as far as the last game goes, you have to clear it a lot faster. You don't have as much time to linger on it because you have that short period of time that you have to put into work as far as the team that's coming up. So just having that game on Thursday, guys have got to have a fast, mindset when it comes to just retaining the information that we're going to have as far as what they're going to show us this week and believe it and trust it and play fast.
And I know a lot of fans have been keeping an eye on the uniforms that the Cardinals are going to be rocking, obviously those rivalry uniforms. Some of them say that it maybe looks a little bit like a tortilla almost. To me, that looks like a pretty nice tortilla. What do you think of those uniforms?
Hey, now that you mentioned it, it does kind of give that vibe. But they're really cool, man. I saw them in person. That desert color, it's just a real cool vibe. It looks like you're in the sand, so I mean it's really dope, and I just like the colorways anyway, so you can freak your cleats a little bit, so I'm looking forward to seeing what those guys put together with those uniforms.
Yeah, you could definitely get creative with those uniforms. Sean, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me, and we're going to have obviously the second half of this big time matchup between Marana and Mountain View coming up after the break.
And welcome back. It is the Arizona Cardinals high school girls flag football game of the week presented by State Farm on Arizona's Family Sports. Two powerhouse programs and a highly contested first half. 10-0 Marana with the lead. Two teams coming off 2 week 1 wins, and it was tightly contested. It was definitely a game of inches and a game of deflections in some ways in that first half. Izzy Garcia, the quarterback, freshman quarterback, and the sack by Eve Denton. That was part of the first half. Malaysia Roebuck, right? The all-state performer. How about that? Jump ball, chunk throw, getting down and setting up what would be our only touchdown of the first half. As rolling right, Garcia to Maisie Brown, the sophomore. That found the end zone for a 7-0 lead. And then Tierra Metcalf going to the air. And it was picked off. Malaysia Roebuck, who never comes off the field, Rob. Nice interception there. And then maybe the highlight for our money, 40-yard field goal. Jimena Resendez Hernandez, a soccer player who's a heck of a football kicker. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, that was an amazing kick. You know, I think for Mountain View, Paul, for them, they're still in this game. They just were not able in that first half to get Tierra Metcalf really going. Last week, she had 133 yards rushing, almost 300 yards passing. You haven't really seen her get into a groove in that first half, and I think a lot of it is due to the defense and what Alyssa Valencia, Roxy Singer, Sadie Brown, what they're able to do and really corral Tierra Metcalf in that first half.
So a couple of defensive plays there. Roxy Singer with the interception from Marana. Jenny Wilson with the sack. The nice pull by the blitzer by Mesa Mountain View. And so it was tightly contested. Some really good defense. Some big plays. Some big throws. And two quarterbacks who definitely had to buy time at different times in that first half. Very aggressive defensive strategies, not only bringing one, but sometimes two blitzers.
Yeah, I think that's the philosophy, really, is to force the quarterback to get rid of the ball quick, and then come up, rally around, and pull the flags.
All right, so once again, no kickoffs, but before we get to the start of the second half, here's Elliott down on the sideline.
Yeah, Paul, I had the chance to speak with Mountain View head coach Renee Elizondo Jr., and obviously he wasn't too pleased with how his team performed in that first half. He said that the Toros weren't really starting at the basics. They were rushing plays a little bit, and he really emphasized to his team, you can't win on the big plays against a team like Marana. He knows that his team got smacked around in the first half, but the vibes in that locker room, he told me that a lot of, yes, coach, that these players were motivated to get back out there and prove that they can rally for the win.
And once again, both these teams, they made it to the state semifinals a year ago, so a lot of experience, a lot of mental toughness. The competitive fire is there, there's no doubt about it. And from the get-go, Marana Maisie Brown making her presence felt on that first down play.
Yeah, the Brown sisters are showing up. Sadie Brown, Maisie Brown, doing a great job of rushing.
Tierra Metcalf standing on her own goal line. Down 10-0 to start the second half. Looking, plenty of time, now pressured and fires. Check down into the far flag, caught and up across the 25 to 30. Finally flag pulled at the 31-yard line. But Jenny Wilson, once again, we call her name, both sides of the ball. Nice catch and run.
Yeah, she's really having herself a good game. This is just a great job by Tierra Metcalf to buy time and find Jenny Wilson at the last second, get the first down.
Two plays, you hit the line to gain and then some. Out of the gun with three receivers to the near side. And Tierra Metcalf, single blitzer, stymied, now breaks and sends Metcalf off running. We have a flag in the backfield. And it looks like the blocker got a little too physical. This one appears to be coming back.
Yeah, a little hip check there, Paul. A little hockey there. Yeah, well, you know, that's frustration. I get it. I understand that, and at times you're gonna deal with that, but that's coming back.
All right, check it out on the replay here. Who says the Coyotes left town? Little something extra, little super extra, as the kids call it. There you go.
Yeah, it was a good run though by Tierra Metcalf. It really was. All for naught.
Yeah, and again, 130 yards rushing last week in that season opening win against Mountain Ridge by Mesa Mountain View. So now backed up on first down. And again, being pursued, throws, and nearly picked off. Malaysia Roebuck, oh man, clapping her hands. She almost had interception number 2 of this game.
Yeah, Malaysia Roebuck's done a really good job of kind of being a spy in that middle zone area, just lurking around, waiting for something to happen. And Tierra Metcalf, when you scramble and you throw across your body, you're not going to get as much on the throw, and Malaysia Roebuck was right there in the area.
You know, Sean Lara has told us that he plays Malaysia Roebuck at middle linebacker, and there have been games where no one has completed a ball over the middle of the field. It's how dominant she can be going to sideline, and the blitzer comes in, doesn't fall for the fake, and pulls the flag. Alyssa Valencia, one of the quickest players on the field, and it shows.
Fast. Man, Alyssa Valencia is fast. Ball is snapped, and she's not waiting for anything. She's anticipating what's going on, and she's going right for Tierra Metcalf.
Huge third down from their own 20. Got to make it to the 40-yard line. Mesa Mountain View. Directing a little traffic back there. Tierra Metcalf finally get it right.
Maybe a little hook and lateral or something, Paul. Mix it up a little.
We saw him last week. Greg Grialou, Frank Sanders were on the call. Chandler Hamilton, a big season opening win, the defending 6A champions. Instead, deep middle, how about that? But the flag pulled just shy of the first down marker as Brooklyn Griffin makes the flag pull on Morgan Messer.
Looks like he's going to give it to him.
Going to give it to her, okay. Maybe where the ball was based on when the flag was pulled, right at the 40-yard line, in fact.
Just another great seam route, right up the middle, right up the gut against this Marana defense.
There's an interesting look. And instead, it is a keeper, sort of a wildcat, and flag pulled after Emma Fishbeck, who was flanking Tierra Metcalf. Instead, they changed roles, and it was a QB keeper, Fishbeck.
Yeah, good change up there. Fake the handoff to Tierra Metcalf, and Emma Fishbeck gets a positive gain.
And look, you were shut out in the first half, so a few halftime adjustments, maybe go a little deeper into the playbook. As you said, even maybe a trick play or two might be coming. Everyone's eligible in girls high school flag football, even the center. Metcalf dodges the blitzer, now tucks it, runs to the near sideline, and just shy of the 50-yard line. That'll bring up third down, and we'll call it manageable, about 10 yards or so to the 40.
Now you see why she got 130 yards rushing last week. She really does a good job ball faking, moving her body, getting those extra yards. Good job by Tierra Metcalf.
Yeah, a year ago, 3,000 passing yards, nearly 800 rushing yards. Her head coach calls her a true dual threat every time she takes the snap. Big one here, third down, blitzer in the face, throws, caught at first down. And how about that? Into the open field. Nice catch and run.
Jade Urkoff, what a great catch. Just snagged it out of there. The defender, Sadie Brown, thought she had an interception, but really a good job there by Jade Urkoff of sealing the catch, getting the first down.
Extending this drive. Second, third down completion for a big chunk throw to move the chains. Midway through the third quarter. And a nice drive here. That one will skip off the turf just shy of the intended receiver, Kia Shoemake. Actually, check that. Bailey Forbes was the intended receiver. And you know what? Even though you're still midway through the third quarter, get on the ball quickly. You trail in this one. No wasted time. Little tempo here. Single blitzer, time, Metcalf, check down. Runner angling out towards past the 40-yard line where Malaysia Roebuck makes the tackle. And again, Jade Urkoff.
Yeah, again, Alyssa Valencia applying the pressure, and Malaysia Roebuck just waiting for that dump off, and just a really good defensive philosophy by Marana.
Big third down again. Gonna flood the right side with the receivers. Urkoff blocking, Metcalf running, trying to gain the edge, hit, and the flag pulled at about the 34-yard line. So a fourth down decision now by the Mountain View Toros.
Well, you get all those bodies over to one concentrated area, you're going to have some collisions, but just another good job by Marana of not allowing Mountain View to get any steam.
It's interesting, you talk to coaches, it's still such a new varsity sport, girls high school flag football. If they come from the tackle side of things, boys football, they say, yeah, I thought it was 7-on-7. No, it's not. It's actually quite different in a lot of ways. Here you go, fourth down and offsides. I don't know if there was a little hard count involved there from the shotgun, but drew the defender across. Jada Kinsler.
Yeah, it looked like Tiara Metcalf made a little motion there towards the snap. And, you know, you'd think that might have been on the offense on Mountain View, but they called it on Marana.
Quarterbacks love that. They take pride in the hard count, trying to draw defenders off. So now it's about 10 yards, a little less, to a first down on fourth down. Metcalf with time, steps up, throws, has a player at the 20, 15-10. Flag pulled inside the 10.
Wow.
And it is Jenny Wilson once again having herself a game.
Guess who? Jenny Wilson, have a day. Wow, just another great job by Tiara Metcalf of waiting till the last moment. That crossing route by Jenny Wilson, and she's able to get another first down.
So they put that down at the 8-yard line. A gain of 22 and a quick toss. And inside the 5, dancing into the end zone for a Mountain View touchdown. Morgan Messer making defenders miss en route to pay dirt.
We got a ball game here, Paul. That was a really well-designed play there by Mountain View.
8-yard touchdown run. Morgan Messer just taking the direct snap, sort of a wildcat look, and coming across on sort of a jet sweep. Quarterback, I don't need no stinking quarterback. I'll just take the handoff myself and find the end zone.
Yeah, you watch the receivers there, did a really good job of just getting in the way of the Marana defenders, not allowing them direct access to the ball carrier. Really good, well-designed play there by Mountain View.
All right, so we will get an extra point here. And see if they can close to within a field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. And we indeed have a 3-point game as Mountain View closes. Nice possession here to start the second half, going the length of the field and punching it in. Marana 10, Mesa Mountain View 7 on the Arizona Cardinals Girls High School Flag Football Game of the Week presented by State Farm.
Arizona Cardinals girls high school flag football game of the week is proudly sponsored by State Farm and SeatGeek.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We've got a game. It is the Arizona Cardinals girls high school flag football game of the week. And on the scoreboard, it is a 3-point game. We've got a flag to start this next Marana possession here. A little procedure call. And they'll back it up. Morgan Messer with a touchdown run from 8 yards out. And head coach Sean Lara and Marana are going to try and respond here. Quick throw, Izzy Garcia, Malaysia Roebuck, high points that ball, plucks it out of the air, across the 20 for a first down. Spilled out near the 30, or momentum. Man, does she attack the football.
Yeah, I was just about to say that penalties are drive killers, but then I forgot. You got Malaysia Roebuck. Man, she is an unbelievable threat at any position, but receiver, she just stabs the ball out of the air.
Some of the best receivers in football history. Even when they're covered, they're not covered. Malaysia Roebuck is one of those sorts of weapons. Izzy Garcia, this time a handoff, and a throw off the handoff, and Roebuck is the target again at the 31-yard line. Alyssa Valencia with a completed pass down to the sideline for an Elliott.
Little trickeration there, Paul.
Elliott, go ahead, Elliott.
Hey, Paul, yeah, we after that last Mountain View touchdown, I was on the Marana sideline, and Malaysia Roebuck, the do-everything player for Marana, was on the ground, stretching out what looked like her right leg. She was having a little trouble walking. She definitely had a heavy limp, but it obviously hasn't slowed her down on this drive. Obviously, back-to-back catches, and she still seems like she's moving a little slower than usual, but overall, looks like she's still going to stay out there.
Oh, that's good stuff. Thank you, Elliott. And no doubt she will continue to draw defensive attention. Sadie Brown, the fastest player on this team, getting in on the completion and the run.
Looks like she's got a sleeve on that leg. I don't know if that's a style thing. Remember Florence Griffin Joyner?
Yes.
Back in the Olympic days, she had the one leg. I don't know if that's because of the injury, but man, what a player.
All right, third down. Marana now with only a 3-point lead. Here's an all-out two-player blitz. Caught on the far sideline, spinning across the 50. Maisie Brown. And guess what? Moved the chains. Nice completion from Izzy Garcia for a first down.
Yeah, Izzy's doing a good job of dealing now. They had 2 people rushing. She was able to get rid of the ball to Maisie Brown. Great connection for the first down. Second down, excuse me.
Quick looking now. Flag falls in the backfield. It was actually a player's flag instead of the official's flag.
Number 7, Isabella Garcia.
Although there was another one as well. And we'll wait to see. Our referee is Rich Hamilton.
Yeah, a lot of yellow out there, Paul. Maybe they ought to think about changing the color scheme a little.
Sometimes can be tough to differentiate which way and from whom it came. All right, here we go with a third down. Just shy of the first down line at the 40. Out of the gun, quick blitzer, quick throw, and across the 40 for a first down. Once again, Sadie Brown, a nice connection with her quarterback, Izzy Garcia. Final seconds here of the third quarter. Let's take a look at how Mountain View got on the board here in the third quarter. You saw Morgan Messer just dodging defenders and scoring. Marana looking to answer when we come back with the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at the schedule. Straight ahead. 8 games this season. How about it? Next week, you get an upgrade. Mark McClune and you on the call. Campo Verde at Desert Edge. And then you're going to see Red Mountain a little bit later. Canyon View at Verrado before that. Castile at Basha. Corona at Desert Vista. All over the valley. Big-time girls high school flag football. It is the Arizona Cardinals game of the week presented by State Farm. And we've got a game here to start the 4th quarter. Off the fingertips and nearly picked off. 2 opportunities, one for a catch, one for an interception, but it hits the turf. It was intended for Sadie Brown.
Yeah, Morgan Messer there, almost the interception. That was a great play. Just those opportunities, Paul, when you have them, you gotta make the most of them, and that was a gift-wrapped opportunity there for Mountain View.
All right, so another shot, and a flag flies upon the snap. Far sideline, looks to be offsides on Marana, actually on Mountain View.
Paul, you mentioned next week I'm out at Desert Edge. I think that's appropriately named. It's out there, man.
Well, what you need to do is you commute with Mark McClune. You guys can use the high occupancy lane.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Be smart about your commute.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know, McClune will pick you up in the Arizona Family News van. You guys head out there. As Izzy Garcia, she can run. She can run, and she gets across the 30. Keeping the defense honest.
I still can't get over 13 years old. I can't.
I was about to say the same thing. It truly is amazing. But the fact that she's been playing since age 5. And so many of the players in girls high school flag football have picked it up in the last year or 2. So not only does she have the skill set, obviously, she has the arm, she has the football IQ.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It really is. Think about her future. Think about where she's going to be 2 years from now as only a junior. Quick throw out of the backfield. And with a blocker for a moment, a flag at the 25-yard line as Marana getting a quick hitter to Sophia Silverstein, second fastest player on the team. But that's coming back. Got a hold against the Marana Tigers.
Like a little illegal use of the hands. Yep. It's a common penalty.
And look, basically, the flag revolves around the fact you can't use your hands as a blocker or to gain an advantage.
Yeah, I think it's an art form. It really is. It's the ability to get in somebody's way, impede their direct progress without using your hands. You know, it's not as easy as you think.
No, you can't initiate the contact in particular, and you see it there out in space, trying to spring the ball carrier.
I don't think that was that bad.
Didn't really see how contact was initiated, but they call it tight. They try and, especially 2 teams who are known for playing physical. They're going to keep tight reins on it. 3rd down, starting to her left. Now trying to come back. Did she get the pass away? No. Flag pulled. And they're going to mark it at the 40.
Mountain View put some pressure on Izzy Garcia with 2 rushers. I think that's the blueprint, Paul.
Yeah, the head coach, Rene Elizondo Jr., his defensive coordinator, Adam Robb, dialed up there. Adam Robb's former college DB. You know, these 2 guys know each other well when they start giving each other the business about who would beat each other in one-on-one with the game on the line. Coach Rene saying I'd route him up 8 times out of 10, right? Adam Robb's former college DB, no. So they sit around and they draw up the X's and O's. See what they have in mind here. 4th down, and Marana's going to go for a double pass behind the line of scrimmage, and circling, looking, buying some time, throwing, and incomplete at the 20-yard line. Had the receiver, couldn't connect. Roxy Singer, the former quarterback, intended for Sadie Brown. So when we come back, Mountain View will have the ball. Mountain View will have a chance to tie or take the lead. This one going down to the very end. at Mesa Mountain View. A reminder, there will be a player of the game selected from the winning team. They'll get a trophy, they'll get Cardinals gear. The winning head coach will get a signed football and plaque from the head coach of the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, plus a $1,250 check from the Arizona Cardinals Foundation, all to support the girls flag football program. And so we got a lot on the line other than just the victory. And it all hangs in the balance here with 9.5 to go in the game.
Be a tough call to make, Paul. Player of the game. There's been a lot of individual great performances.
I think you need two hands right now to really check all the candidates. Malaysia Roebuck comes up. Quick tackle right there in space, straight ahead on Paige Hunt, the center. And again, that's some of the differences between what you would call 7-on-7 and flag football. The center can go out. Center is, everybody is eligible to catch a pass. Second down. After the short gain, and a quick rifle pass right down the middle and across near the 40, right near the first down, going to be a yard shy. But again, another connection, and this time it is Paige Hunt, once again, the center.
Yeah, sometimes that center can kind of get lost in the chaos, and you know, she really did a good job there, Paige Hunt, of getting the first down.
All right, Tierra Metcalf, always a threat to run. Third down and 1. Mountain View down 3, sending a player in motion, fake it, throw it down the middle, off the fingertips of the intended target. Once again, Paige Hunt.
Yeah, trying to go back to that center pass again. Little high with the throw. Paige Hunt wasn't able to come down with it.
Fourth down, 1 yard. Do you have a running play in mind? We saw what happened near the goal line when Morgan Messer had the 8-yard touchdown run. What else do you have if you want to get 1 yard? Deep snap, Metcalf, double barrel blitzers, picked off in the flat and in the clear, and running down the far sideline is Sadie Brown. And you saw the speed as the fastest player on the team. Man, did she close on that football.
Yeah, just dropping off in a zone coverage. Sadie Brown reading the eyes of Tierra Metcalf. Did a really good job there of just waiting and anticipating that throw. Tierra Metcalf has been throwing it over the middle of this drive. Sadie Brown said enough of that.
And thankfully for Mountain View, they had a few players behind the line of scrimmage, or it would have been really tough to catch her. How about this? Off the handoff and the return interception.
Wow.
Mountain View comes back and picks that one off. And this time it is Emma Fishbeck getting out there. Had 7 interceptions a year ago. Chalk one up here in 2025.
Looks like we've got another flag down. Could be a little excessive celebration.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Toros, 15-yard penalty.
All right, there you go. 15-yard penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct, and yes, might have been the celebration. The punctuation at the very end. Alyssa Valencia with the pass, Emma Fishbeck the interception, and there you go. A little extra emphasis on making a play.
Turnovers are piling up, Paul.
And you see the game speed seems to be increasing as well. The urgency in a 10-7 game, under 7.5 to go. And now Mountain View trailing, has the ball back. Tara Metcalf once again down the middle, and once again a completion right in the vicinity of Malaysia Roebuck. But Paige Hunt, the center, on the business end once again.
Really good job. A good throw by Tierra Metcalf. She put some mustard on that throw, because you're right, Malaysia Roebuck was sitting right there, reading her eyes, trying to make that interception, but really good completion again by Tierra Metcalf.
And it's interesting, a lot of teams would just be automatically scared off in the middle of the field with Malaysia Roebuck there. Teams would find other avenues to pursue the passing game. So from the 47 on second down, need 13 to get a first down. Dodging a blitzer, loading up, launching, deep shot off the fingertips of the intended target on the near sideline. And that player was behind the defense. Bailey Forbes couldn't reel it in.
You want to see an arm. Look at a great job of avoiding the rush, and then Tierra Metcalf just throws a missile for Bailey Forbes. Not able to hold on to it, though.
So it'll make it third down. And out of the gun. Plenty of time. Now flush to our right, check down, straight ahead. Can you get to the sticks? Nope. What a tackle. Malaysia Roebuck, if she's dealing with a leg injury, wow, she gutted that one out. Came out of nowhere to make an open field pull on Jade Urkoff.
Again, Malaysia Roebuck just lurking in that middle area of the field, waiting for these little dump-off passes to the blocker. That was Jade Urkoff. Great job by Malaysia Roebuck to come up and secure the flag.
All right, fourth down looks like Marana and Sean Laura, they have gone ahead and taken a timeout. They want to talk this one over. Defensively, obviously a key play in this game, 5.5 to go. And a Marana team that is looking to go 2-0 after they beat Eastmark 17-7. They had a game 2 against Higley, but there was a lightning issue and they couldn't complete the game. We'll see Higley a little bit later on our schedule of games. You're talking about a Marana team that a year ago, Central Region champs, 12-1 in the regular season, went to the playoffs. They beat Desert Vista, they beat Millennium, lost in the semis against Red Mountain, 13-9. And it is a program that each successive year has gone one notch farther in the postseason. And based on what we've seen tonight, they have the ability to compete for a state championship. Mountain View, by the way, Renee Elizondo Jr., after being down 10-0 at the half, they've made it a 10-7 game. And if he's got a money play call in that playbook, the time is now on fourth down.
Do you get red shirts in high school? Because, I mean, 13-year-old Izzy Garcia, boy, she could be playing when she's 18.
No red shirts, but probably won't be far until the NIL money, so they're going to punt this one away. They made a decision during the timeout. Ball hits the ground, and that'll be a dead ball somewhere around the 30. In fact, they'll mark it right at the 30-yard line. That's where Marana will take over, and we'll see if they can finish. Can they finish a drive? Can they finish the game?
Yeah, head coach Renee Elizondo makes the decision to punt it away, put the defense out there, try to get another turnover, and still have some time left on the clock to go back and either tie this or take the lead.
Well, you see Coach Elizondo working the sideline there. Izzy Garcia gets it away, caught at the 30, across the 35. Nice gain on first down as we go to Elliott on the sideline.
Yeah, Paul, I just was listening in on the huddle of Mountain View and defensive coordinator Adam Robbs, and he basically told his defenders that they need to lock in. They're playing through some adversity, and that this is their time to make a statement and really show up and give that offense a chance to win the game for them.
All right, good stuff, Elliott. We'll see how aggressive he gets. Bring the double barrel blitz. You're going to stay back and play your coverage. Izzy Garcia, always a threat to run. Highly accurate, you saw with the first down completion. Blitzer in her face, has an option on a crosser, first down, and more across near the 45-yard line as Maisie Brown on the catch and run.
A lot of room there. I don't know if that was a blown coverage or just playing a little soft zone, but Maisie Brown had a lot of room to run there, and at this point in the game, kind of want to tighten things up.
First down, quick throw into Mountain View territory. Players hit the turf, and so does a flag. A little too physical as the Toros come over and converge on Maisie Brown after her second straight catch.
You think this game doesn't mean anything to these girls? I'm telling you what, they are getting after it out there, and yeah, sometimes they blur the line between contact and no contact, but that one, boy, just hope everyone's all right.
And again, there's both programs, that's the style they want to play, and that's the risk you run. From the 35, quick throw, once again complete, 30-yard line, quick pull. Maisie Brown from Izzy Garcia. First down completion, gain of 5. As the clock runs.
Yep, clock runs. Just a long, sustained drive here.
And Marana not in any hurry to snap this football. Up 10-7. Split one receiver to the wide side. And a quick throw. Once again, the short passing game. And once again, it is complete inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Sadie Brown, the senior.
Just a good idea. Get rid of the ball quick. Get it into your fastest player's hands. And let your athlete, Sadie Brown, make some positive yardage.
Just a lot of high percentage throws. Still moving the football, third down and less than 5. 2 blitzers, buying time, throwing as an option just around the first down marker, and yes, they'll move the chains. And once again, the underneath game is working really well between Sadie Brown and Maisie Brown.
I really like that formation. They all cluster together right around the ball and then kind of explode out into different routes, different areas from the snap, and it caused a little confusion there on Mountain View.
So Mountain View punted it away with about 5.5 to play. We're now nearing 2 minutes in the game. As Marana picked up another first down. Mark it inside the 20. And they finish the drive. Is this Malaysia Roebuck time? The big talented target in the red zone. Always a threat. Looks like we have a stop and play at the 2-minute mark. Rene Elizondo Jr. as now play resumes, and a quick throw to the right side. And once again, spun down after the flag pull, just shy of the 10-yard line. Maisie Brown.
Yeah, again, they come out of that cluster formation. Everybody kind of scatters. Maisie Brown gets out to the flat and gets a little pickup there, but heard her name called a lot in the second half.
We get a Mountain View timeout with just under 90 seconds to play in this one. As Marana going to huddle up and talk about what will be a second down call. And we'll see what they have in store here for a Marana offense that is far more than Malaysia Roebuck. I think we found out tonight. I mean, Malaysia Roebuck has definitely made her plays, and she has been a playmaker on many occasions, but it goes way beyond that. This is a very deep roster.
It's a deep roster, and Izzy Garcia has done a great job of spreading the ball around. But this is the area of the field where I think you go back to your bread and butter. You go back to Malaysia Roebuck. You throw it up and let her be the athlete that she is. Go up and high point that ball. This is an opportunity to put this game out of reach and go up by 2 scores.
Yeah, we've seen her attack the ball. I mean, in the red zone. She is one of the best threats in the state. There is no doubt about it. And she is all by her lonesome, split out to the far sideline. Cluster middle of the field. Izzy Garcia, though, looking underneath at the 10, at the 5. Maisie Brown, she is tackled there.
Timeout Toros.
Clock continues to run until Mountain View calls a timeout. 1:18 to play. And it'll be second down for Marana. It's interesting that Sean Lara, their head coach, talked a lot about just the nuances of flag football, just adding year after year, adding blocking schemes this year, that to begin the program, a lot of it, you come in and you realize, hey, a lot of it's sort of backyard football. And then you institute some schemes in a playbook, and you get a quarterback with experience at going through reads and progressions. And it is amazing, even since last year, just how much more advanced the caliber of the football has become. And a lot of it has to do with the leagues in the spring and the summer, just like boys tackle football. In fact, that's when they knew Izzy Garcia could play. Their 13-year-old quarterback. She went up against Campo Verde, had a heck of a game during the summer, and was distributing the ball and losing defenders in the run game.
Yeah, and I think some of those off-season leagues and games and tournaments that they play in, that's an opportunity to kind of get in the laboratory and find out what formations work, what plays work, and get it all out and figure it out.
Garcia in the direction of Roebuck, and reel it in a little bit behind her, but she had her back of the end zone. Good thought.
Had her hands on it. Roebuck not able to bring it down, but yeah, Izzy Garcia did a great job of scrambling, and Malaysia Roebuck just not able to bring that down. Ashlyn Para did a good job of defending there as well.
The incomplete pass stops the clock at 1:12. Roebuck breaks the huddle. They'll get her some space. Covered one-on-one on the far sideline. Izzy looking, throwing at the goal line, caught, tackled. A physical encounter right there as a flag flies. Sadie Brown on the catch. Maybe a little too much physicality based on the reaction of Marana by Mountain View. Yep, that is the call. Move that even closer to the goal line, half the distance.
Holding on the Toros.
Boy, Ginny Wilson.
To the goal.
She is playing with a little fire in her belly. Yeah, she came in with the forearm there, a little shoving. Something they have to call. It's right in front of the ref.
Haven't seen a good forearm shiver in a while.
You're about to.
Robbie, there's 1 minute to go. You've tolerated me this long. Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Izzy Garcia, double barrel blitz. Throw it for Malaysia Roebuck. Back of the end zone. Can she juggle it and catch it? She does. Touchdown, Marana. Roebuck. Just too tough. In the end zone. Establishes position. Gets 2 hands on it. Touchdown, Tigers.
Wow, Malaysia Roebuck. She will not be denied. That is her end zone. That is her football. She comes down with it, bobbles it a couple times, comes down with it. That is ball game.
And I tell you what, that was a heck of an effort by Jade Urkoff, their most physical defender. So you like the matchup there. on both sides, but Malaysia Roebuck, and the extra point is good by Jimena Resendez Hernandez, who had a 40-yard field goal earlier in the game. 17-7. Marana, as they take the punt by Mountain View, and they go the length of the field. And Rob, there you go. When in doubt, throw it to Roebuck.
Yeah, just a great job. The ball was placed inside, and she did a great job of fighting through the defender, high pointing that ball, coming down with it.
All right, let's see what Mountain View has in mind right here. Big throw and into traffic, and the pass broken up. Nice defensive play, Brooklyn Griffin. And she did that pass, what I just did in the Mosquito on this spotting board. Snuffed out.
They like your sweet blood, Paul.
Nobody call PETA, please. As the snap. And plenty of time for Metcalf. Now buy-in time. So trying to turn the corner. A flag pulled just shy of the 20 as the clock running. Under 45 seconds to go in the game. Tell you, heck of an effort by Marana coming on the road against a premier program in the state. Metcalf looking, and now sacked. As we do have a player down around the 15-yard line, shaken up. And we'll get a closer look here.
Ooh, looks like she grabbed for her knee.
Looks like Jada Kinsler.
We hope that's not anything.
Junior, one of their best rushers on the team. Yeah, you certainly hope for the best. Most definitely as she receives attention from the Marana training crew.
A little bit of contact there during the block, but I
tell you, all players taking a knee. All players taking a knee. It.
Oh. Yeah, I think
there's the collision.
It looks like that happened before the contact.
Grabbing the left leg. Just the respect everyone's showing at this moment reminds me of the Cardinals game and James Conner going down at the 49ers, and Jonathan Gannon afterwards in our post-game radio interview giving a shout out to Fred Warner and the Niners and Kyle Shanahan, the respect they showed, the respect James Conner commands around the league. You know, the sort of player he is. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, lost for the season, but certainly good to see Jada Kinsler back up, walking off under her own power with no assistance. So that is great news right there. 21 seconds and change to play in this game. The Marana Tigers team that will go 2-0. Team that 2023 went to the second round of the playoffs, came in last year talking about how hungry they were for 2024. Then they went to the semifinals, trying to take that next step. As we look at the final seconds of this game, as the clock runs, and that might do it. They're going to let the clock run out on this one, and that will be our final score. Marana prevails at Mesa Mountain View. 17-7 is the final. And really well-played game on both ends. Highly competitive, highly contested, and literally came down to a few pass deflections, a couple interceptions at the end, a decision to punt it away, which did not go the way of Mountain View as Marana took it down and cashed it in with a Malaysia Roebuck touchdown pass. Tell you what, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll go down to the field. Elliot will have a player of the game to talk to and more. 17-7, Marana over Mountain View here in Mesa on the Arizona Cardinals Girls High School Game of the Week.
Arizona Cardinals Girls High School Flag Football Game of the Week is proudly sponsored by State Farm and
Tigers coming out on top over Mountain View, a big one, 17-7, and I've got Malaysia Roebuck with me. And Malaysia, it was a 10-7 game, 4th and 1. Take me through what was going through your head in terms of trying to make a play and put this game away.
What was going through my head was we just had to keep the team together. We just had to be there for our team. We couldn't give up on each other. If that happened, everything would have fell apart. But I think that we kept our composure and we stick that as a team and we took this win.
When you caught that ball in the end zone to kind of clinch the game, what was going through your head?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't drop mama's milk. I could not drop that ball or else I would have sold. But, yeah, I just thought about my team first.
Could not drop mama's milk. I think I might have to start using that one. I know you were obviously kind of going through it a little bit in the game in terms of limping a little bit. I mean, tell me kind of what was happening in terms of how you were feeling.
I felt hard, but I had to push through, take this win. I could not give up on my team. It's always my team first. Well, yeah.
And you guys got the W. And then on behalf of the Arizona Cardinals, I got a couple things to give you. First off, I've got this nice chain. I don't know if you want to put it on right now. It looks pretty good on you. And then on behalf of the Arizona Cardinals, you've got the Player of the Week award.
Thank you so much.
What does it feel like to have this award?
Woo, a pleasure. It makes me feel like my hard work has paid off, and I thank you guys for recognizing me.
A big win for you and the Marana Tigers. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Malaysia.
so much.
And Paul, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, really well done. That's a great look right there. Great game, topped off there by the victory chain, we'll call it. I mean, Rob, all your years in the NFL as a Cardinals linebacker, did you ever have the victory Cardinal bird head chain? You got to add that to your collection over there. It's really well done. And I tell you, Malaysia Roebuck, you see her getting the accolades there. It wouldn't be shocking to see her in the state championship game. I mean, that's the kind of program that Sean Lara and the Marana Tigers have established. She's far from the only weapon, as we saw out there. Izzy Garcia going to Maisie Brown for the first touchdown in the game. You know, we saw the defense with interceptions. You know, Roxy Singer, Sadie Brown. Mountain View got a pick. Emma Fishback. They got a nice touchdown run from Morgan Messer. Just a lot of great plays and quality football on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I have a strong suspicion that we haven't seen the last of Marana or Mountain View. Both of these programs, these were two powerhouses going at it tonight. It was a really fun game to watch. There's excellent individual performances from a lot of these young ladies. You know, Malaysia Roebuck, she may be a senior, but I don't think she's done playing football, not by a long shot, Paul.
And Izzy Garcia saw right there walking with the coach, arm around her, far from done playing football. The 13-year-old quarterback. Just a remarkable game, finding her weapons, distributing the football, great decision-making, knowing when to run, when to throw, and really doing an excellent job against a premier defense run by Renee Elizondo Jr. and the Mason Mountain View Toros. So really well done on both sides of the ball. It's definitely a complete team.
Yeah, it really is, and you're right. Izzy, for 13, the amount of poise that she has and just the football IQ, she's got a really bright future. Marana's got a bright future. I think this team has really a chance to go places and be in that state finals.
And let's not forget the 40-yard field goal by Jimena Resendez Hernandez. That was really well done. All right, that'll do it for us. How about it? 17-7 Marana over Mountain View. And from beginning to end, really putting on display the caliber of football here. It is the weekly girls high school football game of the week presented by State Farm. Always a pleasure. For Rob Frederickson, Elliot Polikoff, I'm Paul Calvisi. For our entire crew, see ya from Mesa Mountain View.